Hello and welcome to another episode of NOLA Time, TJ's favorite podcast. My name is Obed Velez, and with me, it's the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's good, no load time? What's good to the people? Yes, you heard it here first. Breaking news. The first podcast TJ listened to and his favorite. Found that out today.
Shout out to TJ.
Shout out to
It's probably
TJ.
going to be a running joke for the rest of the
I mean, we laugh, but it's endearing.
night. Hey.
It's wonderful. It's a good
Shout out to
thing.
our buddy TJ. Can't wait to get him again on the show.
Absolutely. We've been
Yeah,
talking to him. He's gonna come back. It's a matter of time, guys. We'll make it happen for
yeah,
sure.
we'll bring it to you, the people. So, Joe, how are you, man? How's it going?
Man, I'm doing great. Been real busy. A lot of personal stuff that I'm working on, as you know. But look, I got a funny update here. I've been playing a game that most people, on the podcast not using this game updates. I'm playing NBA 2K, man. That's been my jam. With our friend TJ, online. And I tell you, it's gonna keep going. It's been a lot of fun. It's very much more challenging. The shot meter on it is much different than it's been in past iterations. I think that there's an upgrade coming out or update coming up patch where you can switch it back to the way it was before, or maybe you can do it already now. I'm not entirely sure. I heard something around this because just the way the timing of the release of the shots is very, very tricky, and so you've got to be really good, and just it's still too much precision on it, right?
Hmm.
I do find it interesting still that the way VCs worked into it. Like I had someone make a comment to me of like, is it ever going to go back to the days where you can't basically pay to be the best? That's an argument. It's interesting. I'm sure with the amount of money that they get from this, that's probably not going to change. But I can't comment too much more than that without showing some bias on some other things, as you know, but look, it's something I've been playing, been enjoying it. I know that Batman Day is this weekend, and so it's on Saturday is actually Batman Day. Yep, I remember that right. So interesting shout out. I'm trying to see. I don't know if I'll make it. I got some different things going on, but I'm trying to see that. So they have Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises, all showing at different theaters. So I'm trying to go back out and see it. I've seen Dark Knight a couple times. Actually, over the pandemic, I went out and saw it at a local chain that had it playing. That was pretty good. Over the pandemic, a lot of old movies were playing, so
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
good time to catch up on stuff like that. But Batman Begins, I actually didn't see in theaters, Obed, when that came
Okay.
out originally. So it might be worth going back and catching that in the theater just to say I did it. Dark Knight Rises, love it. I know people have their feelings about it. That movie's fine. In fact,
I
some like it more than The Dark Knight itself. That's an
Mm,
argument in of its
it's an
own
art.
day.
It's a very strong argument, sir.
Uh,
And
Yes.
you know how I feel about it.
Yeah, dude.
I really like that movie. I really do.
Dark Knight
So
Rises is great.
yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
it's great.
yeah.
Great, great final.
Batman Begins. I actually watched in the theater when it came out. So
Okay.
yeah, that was pretty
So you
good.
watched all three then?
I didn't watch Rises. No, I didn't. I didn't
Wow.
watch Rises.
Okay.
I bought it on Blu-ray as soon as it came out, though.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
But I
Okay.
didn't get a chance to watch it. No. So
Nice.
yeah.
That was
Uh,
the same year of the first Avengers. You probably went and saw Avengers.
I did see Avengers. Yeah, yeah,
I know that's my guy.
yeah.
Having his bed sheets or what was it? Whatever it is that you
No
had as Avengers
curtains.
growing up.
Those are my curtains.
The
Yeah,
curtains, that's what it
I
was.
had Avengers
Owen's a
curtain.
real one,
I'm
guys.
a
He
real
wasn't
one,
jumping
man.
on when it was
Hey,
popular and all the people are cool. He,
yeah.
he was
You
on it
know
when
what?
when people would make fun of it.
You know what? For real.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to. You know what I'm gonna do over the weekend? I'm gonna see if I can find my Marvel trading cards that are in a
Wow.
Ninja Turtles binder from the first movie
Wow.
that I have, and if I find them, I'll make a short.
Nice. Yeah,
I'll
do
just
it.
go over the pages, yeah, because those are yeah. I bought those back in middle school, man, and back when it was like,
Bro.
what's wrong with you nerds,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Back then when we were made fun of. Now, hey, now we own the place.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, it's like all this like fake Star Wars fans that came out of nowhere, all this
Mm-hmm.
this fake Marvel, enthusiasts that are out there now. I've been fighting this fight since I was 6 years old.
Literally.
Yeah.
Fighting for
Yeah.
the fans before the podcast,
Yeah,
y'all.
totally, totally.
Oh
No,
my
yeah,
gosh,
that's good.
man.
But if
And
I,
and who do the people come to now? Oh, Obed, what do you think about this, Obed? What does this mean?
yeah, what's
Listen to
up
the
with
pot.
this Star
It's not
Wars
an
thing?
elitist thing, guys. We're not
No,
saying that we're
no,
better
we're
than
not
or we're special. We're
gatekeepers.
not
No,
saying,
yeah,
yeah, we're not those kind of people,
no,
right?
no, no,
We include the fandom. We want people to come in. If you're
absolutely.
new, don't feel like intimidated. You can't come in. Come on and join the party. It's just ironic from a historical standpoint,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it's incredible, right? It's like who would have thought, right? It's like me in middle school, like going through this whole
Yeah.
like process of it's like, well, I mean, if people don't like this thing, I still like it, and it's awesome. With Marvel video games and Star Wars, right? Now that's basically everything that everyone does. And I was like, all right, cool.
Entire
Yeah, it's like
theme
good to know that I
parks.
was right all along, right? So
Billion-dollar films.
yeah, what it's like you would ask me when I was a kid, right? It's like, what are your favorite things? Ninja Turtles, Mario, and Star Wars. And what are the hot things right
Oh,
now? Ninja Turtles, Mario, and Star Wars. And oh man, because I was having this conversation with my friend the other day when I went to visit him, and I was like, man, it's like who would have thought that? It was like freaking here we are 30 some years later, and Mario and Ninja Turtles are like the hottest thing again, right? And
seriously.
Barbie and like
Yeah.
it's crazy, right?
Yes.
So, it's again good to know that back in fifth and sixth grade, when I had my notebook full of Ninja Turtles drawings, that I was right all along, right? And
Yeah.
when I was buying strategy guides for Mario 3 back in 1990, I was right all along, right? And when I was
I
buying
would
my
take so much
Marvel
pride in
cards
that.
back in 1993, I was right all along. So, without further ado, Joe, let's talk about Ahsoka
Talk
because
about growing up on stuff and the
yeah,
absolute payoff
yeah,
for
exactly.
years of watching things
Yeah.
all
So
culminate in one episode.
it is very clear, Joel, very
Yeah.
clear that whatever involvement Kathleen Kennedy has had with Star Wars, you can feel that there's little to none in this show.
Yeah, her hands are coming off.
Yep. Yep. I am so happy because again, this is so good because it's so good. And I am enjoying it so much. And I man, again, this was the way to do it. Like this is this episode right here again, and I kind of and we talked about it before, and I predicted it, and we talked about it with when the show started that this was the correct way to pass the baton to the next generation,
Yes.
not ham-fist Ray, who's great at everything with no training, with no personal struggles, with nothing, right, and just be perfect, right? This should have been the sequel trilogy.
Mm,
It should have been
mm.
Ahsoka after episode after Return of the Jedi, just
Right.
trying to figure out what happened with Ezra leading up to the Thrawn thing and leading up to whatever the culmination of
We
this
would have
is
started with that.
that this should have been the start.
Oh my
Straight
goodness,
up,
dude.
straight up, right? You know what? And I can add to this, right? And I totally get that the fans really do like the fans really did want Han, Luke, and Leia back together.
Hmm.
Um, I'm gonna make a
I like
controversial
it.
statement, right? I would I would have rather seen this than a excuse my language half-assed attempt at having Luke, Han, and Leia back together.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would have rather have them not include them at all and have something like this. Old school fan right here. 1983, I was rocking that Return Jedi poster in my room. So, guys, Yeah, go ahead, man.
And we would have still been mad, like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
why isn't Luke doing this? So, but what we would have been getting would have been great content. So you can overlook that stuff, or you could say it comes later. You earn it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, man. It was excellent. It was excellent. It was excellent.
Man,
I think that Hayden Christensen was really good, and it was really great to see him as Anakin for like 30 minutes again, and it was awesome, right? I think that they're really setting up something for Jason that's a big deal kind of scenario. Like he may be the true Padawan and not Sabine, after all,
hmm hmm
right? That you know the Padawan when Anakin and Ahsoka are talking in the flashback, like he may be the one, not Sabine. And man, I just liked how, dude. And I know that the you can tell that there was budget constraints, but they really worked around it really well with the flashbacks, and everything was great. And it's really great to see Hayden Christensen again do his moves because there's a very distinctive movement that he has, right?
yes,
And it was great, man. It was
yes,
so good, dude. Like I have no negatives, right? Now we're starting to like the meat of the show,
yes.
and I have no complaints. Really like the on the nose Lord of the Ring references with Ahsoka's like transition. Like it's super on the nose, right?
Absolutely.
Because I mean, come on, let's talk about it, right?
Go.
I don't think that was, and I was talking to a coworker of ours this morning, and I don't think that was the world between worlds that she was in. I think she actually died, and she was in the nether realm of the Force, not the world between worlds.
Wow.
And that's how she was able to communicate with Anakin. Remember Yoda when he told Obi Wan and when they were in Organa's chip, it's like an old friend came back from the nether realm of the Force, and it was Qui Gon, right? So
Yeah.
that's basically like Jedi heaven, like that's where they go when they die,
Hmm.
and
It's an interesting theory.
and
Wow.
that's why there's no changes to lore. There's no time travel thing. You get flashbacks because through the Force, you see many things: the past, the future, all friends long gone, right? So
Wow.
that's where she was. She actually died, and she came back Gandalf style, and
Oh,
then and then
completely.
and then and then she became Ahsoka the White, as everyone's calling her.
Right.
So that's my theory on that, right? That's I think where she ended up at. Not really. That was not the world between worlds. That was the Northern Realm of the Force. So,
Mm.
and what she saw in flashbacks, right, with Clone Wars, right, it was part of like again you can see through the Force, you can see the past and you can see the future. So you can see these things, right, that helped Anakin, who that was truly Anakin's Force ghost inside the Nether Realm of the Force,
Mm.
teach her the lessons that she needed to hear so she can not necessarily finish her training as he said, but to understand that yeah, you don't want to fight, but it is necessary to keep fighting if you want to
Mm-hmm.
this legacy to continue. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my big thing with that. But I don't know if you want to add anything else.
Interesting you say about it not being the world between worlds. I I s- it's hard for me to fully wrap my head around what fully was transpiring because and that's something I actually like. That's what makes me like about this show and like about even just this episode because every time I'm like, oh, next week we're gonna get this answer. You get an answer, but a question comes with the same answer, like at the same time. It's a trade-off where you feel like you always have more questions than you do answers every time we progress, but it's progress still. And I think that's actually like a really strong point.
Yeah,
I think you think of shows like Loki and WandaVision, this is Marvel, not talking about necessarily Star Wars, but like those are the things that really helped it to really, be very strong and people be intrigued by what's going on because there's something that's being built up to. And this is not even just a build up, but it's like Star Wars fans, we come off sometimes like we know everything that's gonna come about, but Dave Filoni's the guy who he just makes stuff new in Star Wars. Like he respects what was, but he gives us something new. And I feel like this is like a training for us, like as fans, almost like of us trying to learn something new, a new way, a new level in Star Wars
Yeah.
that we don't fully seen and understand before.
And the thing is that he makes it new without having to break the lore, which what
For
that's what
sure.
happened with the sequel trilogy, right?
Right.
So he makes it work within the confines of established lore, and he doesn't have to come up with like this super Jedi that's great at everything, and you know, and you know, uh, the plot holes that are
Yeah.
surround the
Yeah.
entire thing, right? So, I mean,
Yeah. He's
there's always been plot holes, right?
oh, for sure.
But they deepened with the sequel trilogy.
No, I agree. They're really building like he's building on what was, right? It's only expanding the world, and I love that. I think that when I think about the way they used Hayden, I'm not 100% sure that that even was Anakin. Um, and I'm not 100% sure that it wasn't Anakin. Like I'm very much in the gray. I mean, if they went to the things that I think it could be, and I think we talked about this last week a little bit, like it would get so sweaty that fans would be like really excited and casuals would be very confused, which are already a lot of people were very confused. Like
Yeah, yeah,
what? Like where is she at this astral plane and then like her old master showed up and what is going on and whatever. But yeah, like I do wonder if it's still like the Mortis thing. Like I do wonder if this is like somehow like the spirit of Mortis. Like
connected
I
to
don't know
Mortis.
exactly
Okay.
how because that again that she was resurrected. People forget she died. Like that's something that people that's definitely canon to this, you know? And that it very much was the force trying to speak to her using her past present future like you mentioned kind of in that heavenly realm that exists there. um I just love that they took the time to not just have a flashback for the sake of like fan service, like the whole like let's go to Mandalore, and let's see like the specific like Vader moments. Like don't just jump to these moments just to have them, but they were really critical moments, pillar moments to her as a character and to the lesson that they were trying to say. And like you said, the whole point of this whole thing is like he says the first thing is he draws his lightsaber and he says to her, "Do you want to live?" And I think that's the question that he's asking her in this moment. She, for all that time, was surviving, not living. And she needed to go from the place of, I'm not fighting to survive. I am now fighting to live. And I'm
Yeah.
living for something bigger than myself.
Yep.
I'm living because she's like, I'm feel mad. All these people are dying because of us. No, they're going to live because of you. Like you are going to literally save lives through the battle that you're fighting. And it's a very strong calling that she has through the force it's asking her this question: what are you going to do with the powers that you have and with the place and time that you're in? And you carry all the lessons that I have. That's what Anakin tells her. You are all the things that I've learned and now more. There is this legacy that's being carried on, and the question that's being asked her that is so profound about, do you want to live? Do you want to carry this on now to the next? Which also leads you to, like you mentioned, the Padawan thing, right? And it is very possible that they'll do a switcheroo. It is very possible that the lesson's going to be that she always thought that Sabine maybe would be the one, and Sabine's going to say like, "Look, I'm me. I'm a Mandalorian. Like, thanks for the trainings, what you did teach me." And she's talented, she's skilled, but maybe it's supposed to be Jason. Personally, I think that Jason will be trained by Ezra. I think that's the setup that
Okay.
they'll
Okay.
go into. But like I think you're onto a point. Like it very well could be what you theorize. There's so many things about this episode. Even like was it like halfway through you're done with the whole world between world stuff, and then there's the second half. You're basically going into the Purgle and
Yeah.
all this other
Yeah.
stuff that's really cool. So it just felt like they used their time really well. And next episode being, was it the sixth episode? Like
Yeah.
guys, we have 3 episodes left for the finale, and the way they set up this last one felt like the next episode to me could have been the finale. I don't know about you, Obed, but I felt
Yeah.
like it could just jump to it, and I like that.
It's setting up a third act. In
Eh,
in it, yeah. it was very well done. It was very well done. So it's great to see Star Wars back, dude. I am so relieved. I don't wanna I don't wanna do I don't wanna have a victory lap just yet, right? Because
Yeah, I know, I
we got
know.
3 episodes to go, right? Um, but I feel that they're going to end up delivering what we wanted and what Star Wars needed. So
So I
yeah,
think just a prediction from now, Obed. I think Thrawn is not going to be the main big bad. They're going to set up a bigger big bad coming in beyond this.
a bigger batter.
I don't be surprised if it is
Yeah.
like a Star Killer type character or something. Don't be surprised they're setting something up for something bigger going into the future of these
Okay.
shows, like kind of like your Tarkin and your Vader kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, they could totally. Yeah.
Because
They could be
Thrawn could
setting
have
up.
been trying to do that to bring back something that would help him restore his
Yeah.
empire.
They could be setting up Snoke, like for all we know,
For
right?
sure, for sure.
It could be, and you know, it's unfortunate to go back and revisit that. It's painful memory, but you know,
That's what people said about the prequels, bro. And then like
uh,
some things now in
look
hindsight,
at
you do it
yeah,
right, it
yeah,
makes
yeah,
things better.
yeah. It did it. Yeah, I mean, and again, you know, I'm dunking on the sequel trilogy, right? And with you know rightfully so, but we've talked about it many times on the show. Like we still enjoyed them. Like I still enjoyed
For
them,
sure.
you know,
For sure.
and, and yeah, they have problems, right? That are you know we cannot be such fanboys as to say, oh no, they're great and there's no problems with them. There are glaring defects to the story as a whole
Yeah. Yeah.
and characters, right? But at the end of the day, I did enjoy them and I had a great time. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy, man. This is it's so good. I can't wait for the next episode. It was excellent. It was excellent. I'm really excited. So
Absolutely.
like if there's gonna be a movie with like this type of thing with it, you know, Dave's movie is gonna be basically like a combination of this and Mando. That would be, yeah, man, it's nuts. It's gonna be special. So I'm hoping that they continue with the quality. I guess we'll find out soon, right? And
Yeah.
you know if Kathleen Kennedy stays, again, my prediction is like we got what another about a month and a half.
Yeah.
So you know we'll see. Um, we can probably do a soft transition into something that we didn't have in the notes, but they did announce that at Disney's Hollywood Studios, Ahsoka is going to be in Star Tours,
I did see
and
that.
there's some changes coming to Star Tours, so they're going to add more of the places that we've seen in the shows. So there's that, but um, the Animal Kingdom stuff. Do you want to talk about that real quick before we move on? Because we didn't have that on
Sure.
the on the
Yeah.
docket, but it's something
Lots
that
of
we you know
changes.
we bring up every once in a while and talk about Disney here and what's going on at the parks. So yeah, it's official that Dinoland's going away
Hmm.
and it's going to be divided into what's it called the
Indiana
well,
Jones
yeah, they
and
had a name for it. It was like the Americas. It was like like the like Central America something. It was they did have a name for
I'll
it.
fact check it now.
Thank you. But it was they're going to divide it into Indiana Jones. The dinosaur ride is going away. It's going to be replaced by Indiana Jones. The Dino Land area is going to be an Encanto area, and I guess the area before where the dig site is going to be Coco themed. So all that area is going to be themed after Central America. So um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be based on the the concept that they put out there. It looks nice. It looks like it's gonna it be a nice expansion, a nice addition to Animal Kingdom, which it desperately needs something new like this. So
Big time.
yeah, we're happy to see that park's getting some love. They did announce that the Epcot construction should be done by the beginning of December. Finally, because I refuse to go to the crater, and then a lot of new stuff coming to Magic Kingdom. So there's again the rumored expansion behind Big Thunder Mountain. The Country Bears are getting a revamped show, I guess modernized show with modern sensibilities. Um, and the Pickles Bill is getting replaced with a Tiana themed restaurant. There's another rumors about a Haunted Mansion restaurant. That's I think that's actually a sick idea. It's great. So yeah, good stuff. That's happening at Disney. So there's signs of life finally after all this time. So I'm happy to see that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny because that's the one park that I've been saying consistently on the podcast, even when I've given updates after going to the parks. Um, that I think needs the help. Like it was Hollywood when I first got my pass. They that park is way different, amazing. It's good. They're set there. Epcot then was my next one. They are basically almost done with it. I think there's still some more things I'd like to see, but they're
Yeah.
good. Um, but now, like, finally, Animal Kingdom is needed a lot of love. I mean, every time I go there, I'm like, this park has so much potential, and it's a near and dear, very sweet place. There's so much that can be done, so much land they have. So it's good to see that they really are utilizing the plans. I'm not, I'm not too excited about the Indiana Jones thing. I don't know if that's supposed to be basically a recreation of the same thing that they have over in Disneyland or Adventure
More
Disney California Adventure.
more than likely that's going to be the case, and I heard that ride's real good.
And that's the thing. I heard it's good, but I was talking to someone who's actually written on it, and they're like, that's it's kind of old. Like this is, that's kind of a surprising move. Like of all the things
Yeah,
to go
I mean
with.
it could be
I mean,
like
the
a
track's the same. Maybe they'll upgrade the obviously the
so
animatronics.
I don't know if you've ever seen video, if you have a chance,
Yeah,
and you haven't watched it, because you've been to the Winnie the Pooh ride in
yeah,
Animated Kingdom, right?
yeah. Of course.
Whenever you have a time, look it up on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, check out the Tokyo version of that ride.
Of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, because it's
Oh,
the same ride, but full animatronic. Like they don't have cardboard
oh,
cutouts like on ours. It's insane. So and the ride the cart is like the rise of the rest of the resistance cart. It's
wow.
nuts, dude.
Well, it's Tokyo, man. They
Nuts.
know what they're doing.
Yeah, check
It's
it out
good.
when you have a chance. Check it out so you can.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
love
Oh
that.
yeah. It's nuts, dude. So they can probably do something like that, right? Because they can do like a modern version of what that ride is at Disneyland,
Mm,
right? So it could be probably the
yeah,
same ride, but with like modern effects.
yeah.
Yeah. It's finally something happening, right? Holy crap!
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's been
It's needed it for a long time, dude, that park. I mean, it's going to be now the park that I hate to say it. Once they shut down like the dinosaur ride and shut down the whole Diamond and construction ensues and the whole place is blocked off, dude, there's not going to be much to do at all at that park. Like you're just going to be on the left side, just go to, Pandora,
yeah.
Africa, Asia, and then that's it. Like you're done with the
Yeah,
park.
for at least a year or
But
something. Yeah,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be some time, but probably won't be until like 2025 when we're finally like, hey, look, we're back in. It's good, great.
yeah,
But it's worth it. It's worth it in the end. We'll
yeah.
be happy with what they do. Like I said, Epcot finally getting its stuff. That's great. I went to Epcot by the way this last weekend. I went
Oh, you did?
on
Okay.
Sunday just for a little bit, and my first time going in literally maybe like 2 months, dude. I don't think I've been there since July.
Wow.
And it's just been so hot, and I've been just busy and raining and whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I didn't get rained
yeah.
out. I had a good time.
We had a really intense summer with the
Yeah.
heat. Yeah, that's like I didn't want to go anywhere either. It's like
No.
it was bad. It was bad. Like
Yeah.
I'm glad that temperatures like finally
Yeah.
getting nicer because it's like
Yes.
it was too much, man. It was too much. So yeah, no, we'll see what happens with that.
For
But
sure.
in more Star Wars news, the Lando series that was in the works, it's now a Lando movie. Joel, what's up with that?
Yeah. So it is interesting. Was just revealed by the writer literally today, to my understanding, and it was in an interview, and which is crazy, right? There's a strike going on, and writers talking about projects amid strikes. I
Right?
don't know how that's going to go over very well, but regardless, it was revealed that hey, this is no longer a Disney Plus thing. Like it's Disney Plus, Lando, throw it out. This is a movie. Um, I am sorry. Look, I like Lando. I think Lando's an amazing character, funny character, charming character. I mean, there's so much I can say
I
about
like Donald
Lando. I
Glover
really
too,
love.
so
I like Donald Glover too, right?
yeah.
I do not feel excited for this thing right now. I didn't feel excited about it as a TV show, and I still don't feel excited about it as a movie. Um, I hope I'm proven to be very wrong and it looks amazing and I love it and everything that comes out about it is just super hype and it'll be a fun time and it gives me the Star Wars feels and it's good. We need more good Star Wars movies. So I hope so. Could happen. Look, Rogue One wasn't on my radar. Andor was one that I thought was one of the least excited
Oh,
for.
yeah,
Those things turned out to be better than your main sequel trilogy turned out to be better than some of the other shows going on.
yeah,
Like, look, I hope I'm proving the same thing with Lando, where I'm like, oh wow, this really is fantastic. So yeah, this has nothing to do with the character or the actor. This is just has to do with my overall as a Star Wars fan. Like, I don't think this is the character that needs this kind of content right
yeah.
now. I said about Boba Fett, people got mad. I know people I know. I would say it to them years ago. I was like, I don't want a Boba Fett movie. I don't want a Boba Fett project. I don't want it. He's a great character. Why are they doing this? And people were like, no, Boba Fett's amazing. Here comes the show. And then real quiet. I'm trying to tell you guys, look, it's not nothing against Lando. I love Lando.
Yeah,
I don't know if this is the one, but I hope I'm wrong.
yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with that. Not much to say there. I think it's one of those things that we'll have to wait until the strikes are done. Which I heard that they may have something for like the first week of October, if I'm wrong, right?
Yeah, there's some negotiations going on.
Yeah. So hopefully that's gonna get resolved soon. But yeah, it's gonna be some time until some of these projects actually take off. So
Sure.
it's gonna be interesting. Joe, after I guess a prolonged absence, and we even thought that this movie was gonna get canned. We have
I know.
finally a trailer for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and this trailer made me feel nothing. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. You know, there were some moments there again that yeah, that look cool. Yeah, that look neat. We're gonna go do this thing, fight this thing, but it just didn't look good. Like I really I don't know. I don't know. This is the end, right? This is the end for the DC as we know it, right? After that's it, they're done. So it would be sad to see that the last movie of DC, what is was the DCEU, um, is probably gonna be a flop. But yeah, it doesn't look good, man. I'm hoping that it's good. I'm hoping it's at least entertaining. But based on the trailer, it just some shots that it's like we've already seen it, right? I think that's the biggest problem that this movie has is that whatever it's trying to do, we've already seen it. So, I mean, I'm indifferent. I may, I'm gonna catch this whenever it's on Max, but
Yeah.
I'm probably not gonna go out of my way and watch it. So,
Yeah, I agree. I don't. Here's the funny thing though, Obed. Like when you think about what's coming out around the holidays, there's actually not that much stuff exactly at that time. I think that's gonna help this movie. Like I don't think this movie's gonna
oh
do
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
good,
yeah,
but I actually like low key, I actually think just because of the timing of when it comes out, it's actually gonna do better than some of us may think.
yeah.
And don't
Oh,
be
it's
surprised,
probably gonna
folks,
do
when we
good.
say that.
Like that, it has prime date. Like
It
it's
has
it's between
Prime.
Christmas and New Year's. People are out. They're out either shopping, celebrating, doing whatever, hanging out with the family, right? It's gonna do well. Yeah, no doubt, right? If it's gonna be a good movie. I don't know. Probably not
Yeah.
based on
But
the
that's what I'm
trailer,
saying. There's
right?
not much competition either. Like last year we had, Pandora, Avatar, right? And we had, these other projects. Like, there's not that much, so that's definitely going to help it financially. Which is kind of like, I don't want that to send the wrong message to Warner, like, because people sometimes just chase the money as the message. It's like people might be watching it, but if people
Yeah.
love it, like kind of like the Amazing Spider-Man films, right? Like the
Oh, okay.
thankfully
Yeah.
Sony got the message, where it's like you made money because they actually did make a
Yeah.
profit from the second film, but you got the sense was like there was a strong sense of disappointment. There was a strong sense from the community of like this is not what we want for this character. And so I hope the same thing with this Aquaman here. Like if it, even if it makes money, if it's not good, I hope that the message is received. Like don't just make this because it looks like Blue Beetle, man. It looks like the same kind of feelings that I got with Blue Beetle where it got corny. Like that's exactly how I phrase. Like Blue Beetle's not a
Yeah.
bad movie. I know people who like it. Trust me, it's not a bad movie. I think there are people who find it charming, but it got corny, man. Like Shazam 2 is same thing. And I don't know why I'm seeing this with DC all of a sudden. It's like since Zack Snyder left, right? Snyder was everything was dark. There wasn't much color. I think that's why like the first one at least did so well in 2018. Like it was the peak moment of DC. You had Wonder Woman, you had the Justice League movie come in, and then you had Aquaman come out right after. That's why out of all the ones, I think between that and the first Wonder Woman did like the best financially. It was the peak moment of DC. They never went higher than that fiscally and just even just anticipation.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like trailer didn't get anything going for me. We're not even talking about any of the moments that happened in the trailer. Like Mara has one scene. We were making a joke about that when we saw it. We're like, wow,
Yeah.
they really just found a way to shoot her in. And to me, it almost looked like she was gonna die in the scene. Like she's trying
Yeah.
to bang her way out to get free or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Wasn't there like a teaser that showed her like there was like a funeral pyre or something?
yeah,
And
I remember
she,
something like that.
yeah, yeah. So more than likely,
Yeah,
yeah,
and you see him like almost like he's like a single dad or something. There's some things that could be
yeah,
we set up.
yep. So yeah, again, like I'm indifferent. Like this trailer didn't do anything for me. Hopefully,
Yeah.
whatever they show next for marketing, moves the needle. But like right now, um, it's gotten a lot of dislikes on YouTube. It has 18,000 dislikes and
Oh wow,
100. Yeah,
that's
100.
public on there.
I have a plugin.
Oh, I was like, how are you
I
seeing
have a
that, man?
plugin.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
The internet's
112,000
a place.
likes. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, 112,000 likes and 18,000 dislikes. So it's a lot.
Okay,
It's a lot. Yeah,
it's a lot.
it's a good chunk. But I mean, it's still overwhelmingly positive in my opinion. But there's I'm in the neither like or dislike because I just don't
Yeah,
feel anything about it. So
yeah.
yeah, so we'll see what happens with that.
Did you see that the Batman 2 was supposed to be filming like November or something this year, and like they're just hoping that the strike gets like things get figured out before then,
Oh,
because it was
Batman with Robert Pattinson, the second
yeah.
one. Interesting. Okay, I really do hope they change the Joker design.
I know. I'm not crazy about it. I know. I'm
Yeah,
with
I
you.
don't I don't like it. Like,
Me
I don't.
either. It's
So
too much.
it's too much. It was too much. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see. All right. So, yeah, you guys like Mario, right? So Nintendo noticed that you guys like Mario, like Joel, and um, they gave us a bunch of Mario today on a surprise Nintendo Direct that happened today. So this thing was announced like yesterday morning that there was going to be a
Yeah.
Direct today, and then we're going to talk about games coming out this fall and the beginning of the year. And I think again, okay, well, we're gonna talk about PlayStation because we are gonna talk about that state of play, and that state of play had really really good stuff. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but again, Nintendo coming up and just showing you how it's done, man. So it's like they do really give the people what they want. So yeah, man. Some really cool announcements. They announced that there will be an HD remaster of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door that was originally released for the GameCube. So that's coming out next year. Yeah, very very cool. That's a lot of people have been saying, and this being long rumored, that this project was in the works for a while.
Yeah.
But we are, we officially are getting that. We are getting a new Mario versus Donkey Kong. Joel, did you ever play those back in the day with Game Boy Advance?
I did. I
Those were
did. I
fun.
had, yes, I actually, I probably still have the cartridge somewhere over here. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So those were pretty fun, and
absolutely.
I'm glad that they're making another one of those. This is coming out February 16 next year. Yeah, and it looks like what the continuation of that franchise is, and now with
Yeah.
multiplayer. So co-op and you got up to four-player co-op, right? If I'm wrong, they said.
Yes, I did see
Yeah.
that. Yep.
So yeah, good stuff there. Um, the Princess Peach game finally has a name, Princess Peach Showtime, and comes out March 22nd next year. And
So smart.
I showed this to I watched the direct with my daughter when I came home,
Oh, cool, cool.
and so I can give you uh, the fresh impressions with from a legit Mario fan.
Oh yeah.
She's really excited about Paper Mario. She was curious about Mario vs. Donkey Kong, but she was like, I kind of don't like the puzzly games too much, but this
Yeah.
looks good, right? Um, Peach she liked because there's a lot of different things to do. Like you have the sword fighter Peach, and you have the baker Peach, and you got the detective, and each stage is something different for you to do. So she really liked that. So she was pretty excited about it. I was like, all right, so that's good. That's the demographic, right? And
Exactly.
it worked. It worked.
Exactly. And
So
look, I may not be the demographic, but it looks fun. It
yeah,
looks fun, dude.
it looked cute. Yeah,
Like, see how many hands you play? Like, sure, I got
yeah.
fun on this.
I think this game's probably gonna be like the Yoshi, which is like a very chill.
Yes.
You just play the
Yes.
game just to get your mind off of stuff, and is a
Yes.
very cute game, not
Mm-hmm.
too hard,
Nope.
and you just get to play it, have a good time, and you know get those endorphins going with cuteness.
Seriously.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and that was good. So, the F-Zero 99. So it's basically F-Zero from it's basically the old game, the old F-Zero
It's
from
literally, yeah.
Super Nintendo, and they just made it 99 player battle royale out of it. And I think this is pretty genius, man. I know that people wanted like a full-fledged like F-Zero sequel for a long
Sure,
time,
sure.
right? But I think this is a good start. I think this is a good tool for them to measure interest in F-Zero and probably come up with a new game. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, it looked intense. It looks cool. Free if you have the online pass. So yeah, it's out there. It came out today, so that's out there. Okay. Again, I'm gonna give you the 8-year-old impressions and then the old school man impressions here. This Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remaster, Joe. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So now I get like the remaster stuff looks okay, right? But I just find it very interesting that they updated the textures, but the polygon count is still very low. Like PS1
Very. I
polygon
know.
count, it looks weird. It looks very weird. So I showed that when it came up and we saw it on the direct. My daughter was like, "What does this game look like? Minecraft?"
It does.
It does. And I was
It
like, "You know
does.
what? You're not wrong. It does look like Minecraft. It just looks very strange.
Yeah.
Like, who is this for, man?"
But I'm not gonna lie, like when I think of the F-Zero thing too, like I'm not gonna lie, it does feel a little out of place personally.
Yeah,
It's not that it's necessarily it's gonna be bad or the experience isn't gonna be fun, but it just feels like it's niche. It's niche because like I don't. It
It
doesn't
is.
catch any of my. It doesn't
Yeah.
catch my attention. It doesn't do anything
But
for
at
me.
least they kept the original like pixel art, and
Sure,
they're not
sure.
going for this pseudo upscale or high res thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, it looks, but this it just looks weird. Talk about
Yeah,
a weird looking game, like,
yeah,
and I'm not saying like weird in like a, I don't know, Persona, sort of
sure.
like, oh, this is a weird game, right? But
Yeah,
it just looks weird and just very unappealing to the eyes. So I think that's what I'm trying to say.
I see. I
It's
see.
ugly. I just don't like to use that word, but yeah,
Trying to be kind.
yeah. All right, Louis just mentioned we just mentioned 2HD. That is also out next year. And yeah, I got a little trailer for that, so that's cool. Luigi's Mansion games are always a lot of fun, so that's good that that's coming out. Splatoon 3 is getting a very interesting, very near looking DLC um, coming out next spring. And, that's the thing. Splatoon has a lot of fans, and, from what I heard, it's a great game. Not my cup of tea,
Yeah,
but I know that some people are going to definitely enjoy the that expansion. So,
for sure.
good for them. So, you can correct me since you're the Ubisoft fan here. This Prince of Persia: The Last Crown, is this the game that they've been working for? They've been working on for a long time, or were they actually doing like a full like Prince of Persia type of experience?
No, I think this is one that's been in production for a while, dude. Like, there's been rumors of this for a long time, and so seeing this be an announcement during this direct was quite surprising, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, looks.
We
Huh?
Well, I say like we knew like it wasn't gonna be anything crazy, but still, man, I think it looks fine.
Yeah, yeah, it looks fine. This game's like the PS2 game was it? Yeah, PS2
Yes.
games were good, right? That PS3 I still have it. The one that's the cell shaded one.
Hmm.
That was very strange when I finished that game and the game had no ending. And I go, it's like, wait, what is this? And then I go and it's $20 DLC to get the ending.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, you know what? No, screw you guys. I'm not kidding. I'm not gonna buy your ending. So, yeah, that was a very interesting experience. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a thing that's gonna coming out January next year.
Yeah,
Super Mario RPG that's coming out November 17th. My daughter's really excited for this
this
one.
looks good.
Um, she's really excited for Wonder. Like she when while we were watching this, like I wish she was telling me, it's like I wish Wonder was already out because it just looks so good.
Wow.
So she's really really like wanting to play Wonder, which is great. So, but yeah, man, this is a great game. I would highly recommend getting this game if you like Mario, just because the game is very charming and it's very well written. Joel keep repping over there. This game's real good. This game is really really good. The also it's kind of like babies for our first RPG. It's an RPG, but
Mm,
it's not very complex. Granted, RPGs have really changed, but if you are looking to get into RPGs, say like the Persona games, this kind of plays like that. So, this plays like in one of the old school Final Fantasies, like 4 and 6, basically. So,
yeah,
it's a very accessible game, very charming, very good. So, I highly recommend it, and it looks like the graphics and the remake look phenomenal. So, and getting
yeah.
to hear the rearranged like modern music on it, it's awesome, man. So it's a good game for sure. Joel Game of the Year contender Trombone Champ came out today for the Switch. And all right, so the last wave of the Mario Kart booster pack is
Oh yeah.
was announced. Was it Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Pauline, and Pichette, right?
Pichette.
Yep.
Yep.
So those are the last four characters, and yeah, some of the courses coming out. This coming out winter. They said winter, but so it could
Yeah.
be anywhere from December to like February.
Right.
So you guys keep an eye on that. It's sold separately, or if you have the expansion pack for Nintendo Switch Online, that's included. Detective Pikachu Returns coming out October 6th. We already saw a trailer previously for that. Um, they just showed a new trailer for that. A Let's see. All right, so I'm looking for it because I wanted to talk about it real quick, but I have it here. I had it here on the notes, and I don't see it. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Unicorn Overlord is a new game by Vanillaware. Um, that's going out March 8th, and it's looks like a tactical RPG. And yeah, I mean, games are phenomenal, incredible art style. Tactical RPG, not my cup of tea, but if you're into that, I would recommend it because Vanillaware, they do make quality products. So there's that for you guys. And last but not least, I think non gaming announcement, but they announced that the Nintendo Museum is opening in Kyoto, March of next
Yeah.
year. So
Time to make a trip.
it's great. Yeah, time to make a trip. Yeah, that is great. I think it's good for them to have a place to publicly display the history of the company. So
Yeah.
it's a cool thing that they're doing. I wished we would do that more here in the
Hmm.
States and have. Do you remember when we had a Pac-Man museum here, Joe?
No, I don't remember this. In
No,
Orlando?
it was in Point Orlando.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember
What
this.
was that tower place called? XD?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was an XD, and
Wow.
next to the arcade. So that was cool for a minute. So
Wow. Dude, I used to go in that area all the time. I don't remember that. Wow.
yeah, yeah, and that's of course not there anymore. But
Yeah.
it'd be cool to have something like that in the area. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna have to know what time Museum of
A bit,
Gaming.
we gotta make some
Oh, there we
investments.
go. Oh, make some phone calls over here. But yeah, that's basically the things that we cared about on the Nintendo Direct. I think a strong show, Joel. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they did great. Like you said, lots of Mario, so lots of people are happy, including myself. I think they're not only did they play it safe, but they really are making people happy, and that's completely fair. Yeah, seeing that museum at the end, like you mentioned, looks amazing. I definitely was thinking with my hopes and dreams of going to Japan for 2025 for Star Wars Celebration. Maybe I can make that a part of the trip if I can make it over there for the new
There you go.
Nintendo museum. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Cool. Um, did you notice that there's no the latest announcement was like March? There's nothing after that.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
notice it.
yeah, there's well, I think that's
New machine, yeah.
summer next year. I think that's probably when it's gonna happen.
Oh man,
Yeah, yeah. Don't hold me to it. I'm not putting any shellfish on the line right now
that's right. You got pineapple and pizza for the Apple Disney
for
thing.
the
It
Apple
has to happen
Disney.
by the end of next year.
Yeah, exactly. But or it has to be either completed or at least announced. And
Yeah, exactly. At least
if it's
announce that's
not
gonna happen.
announced by November of next year, by the end of November next year, I will eat it. So
I'm updating the predictions. I'm putting it in there.
no,
Putting it in there. We're saving this, guys.
okay, all right, all right. I'll take it. I'll take it. But yeah, I think so. All signs point to like a summer next year release for the new console. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, also I don't know where PlayStation said that they're gonna have a state of play today.
Ironic
It
timing.
happened. Yeah, it happened to be the same day that Nintendo was doing their thing. And I guess the biggest things to point out here, just to begin, of course, is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming out February 29th. Looks incredible. The developers put notes out there. There's saying that the game's going to be like 100 hours. and I am very excited. I am very, very excited, very happy. I came back home, I watched the trailer again, and I was like, yo, so yo, I'm 100. Yeah, it's like there's no question. Like I'm
Yeah.
110% invested, and I'm in. So I'm locked in. I don't need to know anything else. I'm not. You know what? I'm not even gonna watch any more trailers from now on
Wow.
for this game. So this game, when it comes out, and I'll play it. But um, yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. So they showed a little bit of a couple of new things on Spider-Man 2. They showed what the deluxe edition of the game includes the costumes that are included. So
Yeah, the
that's
suits,
cool.
dude.
They did show the. Did you get a chance to watch it again?
I did.
Okay.
I had to watch
So did you
overtime again.
that thing when you switch over and the map zooms?
Yeah.
Is that real?
I think so.
I think it
Dude,
is.
I think we're
I think
set.
it is.
It's happening.
I think it is, man. That transition, like that switch from Miles to Peter, nuts. It's yeah. This game's gonna be nuts. This game's gonna be crazy.
And
I'm very very excited for this game.
and like
Very
you and I were talking, if they do a DLC, if somehow have like a playable Venom thing,
yep
bro, it's gonna break the internet.
yeah yep. So it's it looks so good. This game looks incredible. So no, well I don't want to watch anything else. I haven't watched anything else. I watched it today because we were watching it, but
Right.
yeah. So Resident Evil 4 remake getting the Separate Waits DLC. There's another trailer going out on September 18th. There's a free update for um, the Mercenaries mode, but they did not say how much Separate Ways was going to be.
Hmm.
My guess is going to be around $15, maybe 20. Who knows? But um, yeah, I'm looking forward to it regardless. So Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora looks good. Looks good. Looks like Far Cry with Navi, basically.
Basically.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, we watched the trailer because I don't think you've watched anything on it, right? In
Oh, I watched
oh,
the featurette they
oh
had from the last
from
thing. That was
the okay, okay.
like a 10-minute or whatever long thing that they had run through from the I think it was in the Ubisoft Forward or something like that.
Oh,
One of the
gotcha.
events
Okay.
that they had.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean like everything of it has looked fine. Uh, It's still I don't know, it still doesn't have anything to it that makes me go crazy about it right now. But it's coming December 7th. We've got so many games, dude.
Oh
This is incredible. This is another one that I'm not it's not say it's not a day one purchase or anything like that for me, but it is one that I would like to play at some point.
yeah. It looked good. It
Yeah.
looked like the
Because this would
action
be a
was
part of
good,
that
and
Ubisoft catalog. If PlayStation wouldn't go crazy with their prices, I would have upgraded to the extra, and that probably would be part of the catalog, right? Like that Ubisoft Plus catalog. But
yeah, yeah, man.
here we are.
Yeah. Not. I don't know. I'm still baffled by those decisions on that
Yeah,
pricing. Yeah,
yeah.
it's very strange, very very strange. Um, the Ghostbusters: Rise of the Ghost Lords coming out next month for PSVR 2. Um, and the game of the show for both Roblox is coming to PS4.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, about time I guess for all the kids. And the only other thing that they announced was that there's going to be three new colors for DualSense and
Mm-hmm.
the plates. So it's red, blue, and silver. And when we're talking about the silver, Joel, you had a story about it.
Yeah, it just made me reminisce about the PlayStation 2 that I have. And when I got PS2 was later on in its cycle, and it was a slim PS2, one of the remodel ones that they did that was fully silver with the plates and also came with the silver controller. And I loved that thing, man. It was gorgeous, it's sleek, just great feel. And it instantly made me think of that. Like I think that's the specific shade of silver, like the style of it's gonna probably be like the PS2 one because That's just to me exactly what it looked like when I'm looking at just the picture of it. You never know what you see when you see it in person. But out of all the ones, I know that was one that stood out to you right away. It made me feel just reminiscent. I think it's a beautiful design. Not that I'm in the market for it. I'm
Yeah,
good. I don't need to just buy another controller right now. But if I did,
same.
tempting.
Yeah, same. I do have my controller that came with my PS5 actually has a little bit of stick drift on the left stick. So I may I may I may go for it, but go ahead, man.
No, you're good. I'm just
Yeah.
holding up laughing. Yeah, this is the one this is the one that came with the original console for me. Same thing right here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if I could just picture this all silver, be very pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It's good to see
mine's
that they're
getting stick drift. My the black one that I have that's
yeah.
still working good. That one's
Mhm.
you can tell already has some wear and tear because the markings in the back they're starting to rub off like like the lettering in the back. That
Playing a
was
long
that, and that's the
time.
one that I have with the grips with the control free grips that I love.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, so that worked out really good. But yeah, my original one, yeah, stick drift. That's it's a common problem, but yeah,
for
the
sure.
silver one looks really nice. I think like even some of the ones that I really like that purple one that's out already, and of course
Yeah,
the edge, but that's I don't need that. So
yeah.
like that's the thing. It's like that's what I have in my mind, right, about the DualSense Edge. Every time I see it on the on the shelf at the store, is like I don't need it. I don't like. I keep repeating it to myself because I don't need it, right?
Yeah.
I don't play competitively. I don't play FPS too much. I really don't need it. So, but I wouldn't mind grabbing another one just because just to replace the one
True.
that's drifting it a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'm if the silver I need to see it in person though. But either the silver or the blue look real good to me. And that was basically it. Yeah, I'm really hyped about Final Fantasy. This game looks insane, and I can't wait. So you know,
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for you. I know that that's going to be a big fun experience. It was a good show. Like it was not a bad state of play at
mm-hmm.
all. And I mean, just it's ironic that it had to be in essentially the shadow of what Nintendo did because Nintendo came out with a really good, memorable showcase with multiple games that people are going to be talking about. Not that people aren't talking about this, but
Yeah, yeah,
that's what happens when you release on the same day. Guys,
exactly.
don't do that again. Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm planning out better. Yep. Joel, that's what we got. Let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for joining us for today's episode. We are so glad to have you with us, and we hope you stay with us. So stay subscribed. Stay subscribed on podcast platforms of your choice where you can find the show. We're on places like Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music. Find us, subscribe, even write a review on these platforms, which truly help us out. Additionally, if you can subscribe to the No Load Time YouTube channel, that really would be appreciated. We've got plenty of content between our podcast episodes, short clips, YouTube Shorts as well. You also can follow us on social media at No Load Time. That's at No Load Time. Facebook, Threads, X, TikTok, Instagram. We're on these places. Follow No Load Time. And also, you can send an email. Sorry, follow us on Twitch as well, where we broadcast live. So we're on No Load Times, No Load Time all together. If you're watching the video version of the show, you'll see those handles down below. Also, with our Twitch channel, look, follow us because you never know. You might get some more gaming content live coming in, so it's always worth it. Additionally, and lastly, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. You can send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. And just possibly, we could even discuss something you send in on a future episode. Thank you all so much and look forward to being with you next time.
Thank you guys. Stay safe. We'll see you again next time.